Hey everyone, welcome to Unveiling Beauty. We are so excited you chose to be with us tonight. Just to let everybody know, this show is intended to bring everybody together, talk about what's happening in the beauty world, share tips and tricks, and talk about what's happening in the current environment that we're living in today. Tonight we have an exciting show, action-packed with you with some great artists. But before we do that, Ammon, how are you?
I'm good, Nick. I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about All in the Eyes tonight.
All in the eyes. Tell us what that's all about.
Give our viewers some tips and tricks about changing up maybe their monotonous routine. I think a lot of men or women out there who do wear eye makeup probably fall into the same routine when they're getting ready every day. And so our guests today are going to give them some tips that are going to help them break out of the norm and just do some things that might help them accentuate their eyes a little bit better.
I like it. All right. Well, why don't we jump into our first artist?
Yep. So we got a little video introducing Pro Team member Deney Adam.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
Hey,
Good,
Denny,
good. You all look really fresh.
Yes, so do you. I like the hair. It's getting silvery and icy here.
It's gonna be clear the next time you guys see me.
Very Elsa. Very Elsa. I'm
Very
ready for it.
Oh,
So
what's
Denny,
going on,
we're
guys?
here to talk all about the eyes today, and I know that you are crazy about doing some pretty cool things with the eyes. So break it down for us a little bit today. What do you have planned to show us today?
Well, today I'm gonna show you guys a very simple technique that is actually a big trend. Actually, I'm gonna merge two trends together to create one that could relate to men and women. So I'm gonna use a pop of color and an eye gloss. Gloss was, still is a major trend. Glossy skin, glossy eye, glossy lips. It's all we talk about. And I'm actually really loving it because we are bringing back clean skin. So yeah.
Cool.
I like it.
Oh, so I start now. Okay. So first, I'm gonna use BH Cosmetic. This is Take Me Back to Brazil. I love this palette because it's full of bright colors. So I don't know if you guys can see the colors.
Yep.
I'm hearing. Yeah. So these colors are perfect for what I'm doing, and I'm gonna use pink. I think today you could use any color you want. Make sure that it's a bright color. I'm gonna use pink, and I'm gonna wet my brush, water preferably, and I'm gonna start in the inner of my eyelid. Can you guys see? Yeah.
Yep.
Just a pop of color. If you are not too bold, I would advise using a shimmer instead of a matte color, as that's gonna reflect light and it won't look as intense.
You always start in the corner of the eye?
No, I'm starting in the corner of the eyes because this is the look that I'm going for, and the focus is mainly on the color.
Cool.
And make it quite big. I don't know if you guys could see it. Not just like a tiny highlight. Just make it like a pop color. Make it a statement. All right. I'm gonna move in the other eye.
So I'm taking it this is more of an evening look.
No.
Denny, you know we have to give you a hard time. You're not really known for your very subtle looks.
I am very subtle here.
Yes, this is a good Monday morning coffee look.
And this is why, if this is too much for you, I strongly advise maybe use a softer pink with shimmer into it. As I said before, it's going to reflect light and it won't show like, oh wow, look at that pink coming through.
Yeah. So Nick, you stick to the shimmer and then you'll be good.
There we go.
What about you, Ammon? I think this is pretty good here.
Looks cool.
Yeah. Boom. And I'm gonna use my Fresh pot from Fresh. This is from Fresh. It's an eye base. Actually, it's not an eye base, it's an eye gloss. And I'm gonna use a fluffy brush just to put it on my eyes. and I'm going to start in the center. You could touch it just a little bit because you don't want the eyeshadow color to bleed with the oil, so you want to have a clear separation. So start in the center and bring it all the way up to the brow bone. You can also use your fingertips too, but I'm using a fluffy brush as this is going to give you the same effect as your finger.
So, Denny, there's a lot of questions coming here around, is it better to use your finger? Is it better to use a brush? Does it matter?
It really doesn't matter. I think the finger, it warms up the product, so you're going to get a better connection to your skin, so it's going to make it look a little bit more natural. But this brush, I love it as well because it gives you that same effect that your finger would give you as opposed to a synthetic stiff brush, which tends to leave it a little bit more streaky. Guys, this is pretty much the look. I told you I wasn't going to bring the drive today.
Wow.
It was quick.
All right, so Denny, while you're finishing that, talk to me about, people love trendy looks for their eyes, but they're not always easy to achieve. Like, what's a quick, easy look that someone can do?
Hello, this. No.
What else?
Well, this season, pop color was a huge trend. Like one swap of pop color to your eyes. It doesn't have to be this bright. You could use something closer to your skin tone just to give a little bit of a statement. Oil-based product on your eyes is also good. I would strongly recommend not using lip gloss unless it's recommended for that. So there's a lot of good eye products out there that you can use on your eyelid.
That was actually going to be my next question to you, Denny, because I have seen with makeup artists that I've worked with where they will use a lip gloss as sort of like to get that wet kind of glossy lid. So you're saying it's not recommended to
It's not recommended. I would really be careful and read before you put on the gloss. If there's some ingredient that you cannot put on your eyes, so I would really read on it before you actually apply that on somebody.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you get to play with a lot of makeup because obviously Ulta Beauty, we have so many different palettes and different brands that you could play with, but you have to have a favorite. Like, what's your favorite eye palette that is kind of like your go-to that you use on most people?
Well, I have a few favorite. Morphe is one of my favorite. I have this Morphe here, it has a lot of matte eyeshadow in it, but they're pretty neutral, which you could do anything you want. You could use them as contour, eyebrows, blush, eyeshadows. This is a matte palette, but if you want something a little bit more shimmery, this is from BH Cosmetic as well, and this is Aura Light. This has all the shimmer color you could actually carry with you or just use for your own purposes, and these are very affordable. So, yeah.
Awesome. Very
Denny, that was quick.
I told you I'm going to bring it this time.
Yeah.
Denny, is quarantine? Like, are you working on your speed?
I'm working on it.
No, lots of good tips. Really quick, really, really easy. A nice little transition. You said shimmer if you don't want so bold, matte if you wanted something a little more statement, right? I took that away today, and then you can use your finger or a brush. Good tips for everybody to take home. Thank you very much. Nick, anything else for our Mr. Denny here?
No, just always good to see your smiling face. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Next time when I see you, I need to see you with this look on. This is well, maybe a
For
little lip gloss on your eyes.
For sure.
Again, on a Monday morning over coffee in the office, it'll be perfect. I'll work on that. All right, guys. Always fun having you. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
Yep.
See you.
Bye.
He's hysterical. Oh my God. He always makes me laugh.
I love him so much. Pure entertainment.
So let's talk about our next guest.
Yeah, so our next guest is, she's one of my favorite people in the world. We get to work with her on a lot of the Ulta Beauty campaigns. She does a lot of celebrities, but I don't want to build her up too much because her head might not fit on the screen if we do so. So please welcome to the show, Miss Jenna Kristina. How are you, Jenna?
Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
You look so pretty.
Happy to have you. It's been so long since we've actually seen you in person.
I know. I think the last time I saw you, Nick, was in Miami, really briefly. But
for the shoot, yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine if we were there right now? That'd be so nice.
Oh my God. I know. God. It actually feels like it was years ago. That's how crazy it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. So, Jenna, Talk to us a little bit about, you had a specific thing that you wanted to talk about when we brought up the topic of eyes today, and it had to do with something with making eyes bigger. So give me kind of like an overview of what you want to share with us today for our viewers.
I think to me that was the first thing that came to mind because I really think that no matter what look you're going for, as long as you bring out the eyes, it kind of gives you like a casual, cool, but also sexiness to it, no matter like if you're doing a neutral shade or a bright shade. So I think that it's one of my favorite additions to any look. And I'm just going to show you a couple ways to do it. I have some pencil eyeliners, and I'm just going to smudge them out.
So you're going to show us how to use liner to make your eyes look bigger.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to do more of a subtle one. I'm going to start with the brown. This is the Tattoo Studio from Maybelline in brown. So I'm just going to focus on the outer edge of my eye. If you notice, I already put eyeshadow on one solid tone, and I kind of dragged it out already. You just kind of, with a fluffy, clear brush or clean brush, you just drag it to your hairline. But with the eyeliner, once you place it on, the outer edge, you still, when you're smudging it and blending it, you're bringing it out to that same outer edge. And it's nice because you can just add a little bit to a clean look, and then it looks like you spent a lot of time getting ready, and you maybe didn't. So yeah, I would just place it on that. Do you want me to do it on both eyes or just one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just on my eye.
So that by placing it on the corner, it's giving it the illusion of the eye being wider, yeah?
Yeah, like drawn out.
Got it.
It's essentially like a cat eye, but less intimidating. Because when you're doing it with pencil and smudging it with a brush, you have more workability, more leeway. I think a lot of people get intimidated by starting with a liquid eyeliner and like, how do you fix it? How do you clean it up if you mess up? But it's kind of just about practice. So I think starting with a pencil, and then I'm going to go back in with, this is the City Mini. Can you guys see that?
Slide it over a little bit. Yep.
There you go. There you go.
This one is Brooklyn Nudes, and I'm just going to use that dark matte brown. These are all matte colors, which I think are really cool right now.
Does it make a difference if you use a matte or a shimmer?
A matte, to me, just gives you more of a classic look, where shimmer is a little bit more fun. It reflects light, but I think that you don't get the same dimension and depth when you're doing a liner with it. So I'm just going to go over that pencil with the matte shadow. And see how it just adds a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
I like it.
You like it? Would you try this?
Probably not, but I would try it on someone.
You know, Nick is a makeup artist, Jenna, right? So he's.
I don't know if she even knows that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
See that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Nick, next time.
I'm a little rusty at the makeup applications at the moment.
That's so.
But actually, out of all the things in beauty that I've done in my career, I have to say doing makeup was my favorite.
Really?
Because it's like painting a picture every time.
Yeah, and it's different. You can each face is different, each person's different.
Totally.
I agree with that. And I also think that it's exciting. You have to train yourself each time, and you can look at it and be like, okay, wait, that actually didn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just put a little bit of mascara on, and then I'm going to show you how to apply some individual lashes. They're halves, basically. So These are really good for opening up your eyes, and they're longer on the outside, so it really gives you that cat eye effect too. But I place the coat of mascara on first, so that's
a question that comes up a lot, is like, can mascara and can eyelashes make your eyes look bigger?
Oh my gosh, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that don't you look at makeup when it's done, but it doesn't have the mascara on, and you're like, oh, I don't know,
something's missing.
Yeah. And then you put the mascara on, and you're like, whoa, that actually makes sense now. It's kind of just like a frame to the picture, right?
That's a good way to put it. And I'll tell you, it's interesting because some people are of the mindset that if you're going to do the lashes, you don't need the mascara. Or if you're going to do the lashes, put the lashes on first and then the mascara after. So you're doing it first. So tell me why.
I'm doing this first because I think that the lashes sit better on it, and then you can go back in with a second coat and blend them together. But at least you know where the lashes are going to be, where to put them, and it creates like a little safety barrier for the lashes.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pull these off. If you don't have ends at your house, you can take a full strip lash if it's like the doe-eyed ones where they're longer in the center, and just cut it in half and use one half on each side. Do you know what I mean? So
Yep.
then it becomes a little trickster. Okay, so I'm just going to put a thin layer, and while I'm waiting for the glue to dry, I sort of just bend the eyeliner or the lash strip. So I'll just do something like this.
Slide your hands over. There you go.
There. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
so
sense.
You just
Okay.
like break down the lash strip, and then it dries, and then a little bit, because you want it to be a little tacky when you apply it. I never do strip lashes on myself, so please bear with me.
Okay, Jenna, there's some questions coming in here around, can you reuse those strip lashes?
Okay. On yourself, yes, 100%. You can use them a few times, depending upon which lash brand you're using. That has a factor in how many times you can use. You can tell if they're getting a little gross. And you want to clean the little band off each time when you take them off. You want to be really gentle and careful with them. But I would never reuse one on a client that I've used on somebody else.
No, never. Oh my gosh. Danger.
I know.
Ew.
It's a big no-no. It's so funny because right now, obviously, a huge topic of discussion is hygiene, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's super concerned about it. But I think that out of everyone, makeup artists and hairstylists are some of the most hygienic people you will ever come across.
It's true.
We have to. We have been, we're working so closely with people's faces and their hair, and you just have to be really aware of touching people.
Yeah.
Right?
It makes such a difference seeing one eye with the lashes, bringing it out in the other one. Wow, what a difference.
does.
You can
It
really see.
really does change you. And like, it's just the ends. And then watch when I go back in and I'll blend it, because you can see like a little bit of a gap right here where they're not super mended. But
how do you blend that?
Yeah, I'll go back in with a little bit of mascara, especially like right here, and it'll blend it together. Okay, but let me try and hold on. Wow, this is going to be really fun, guys. So I'm just pressing it on, and then I'll just use my finger a little bit to get it really in there. Wow.
It helps you have good lashes to begin with.
Thanks. This mascara that I'm using it's new, but it has like hair technology to help hold curls.
That's popular now. It really makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay.
So a question coming in here is around minks. Do you prefer like mink lashes or no? Is there a special one you prefer?
The ones that I like ones with the lash band that is as thin as possible. The mink look really beautiful and natural, the way that it feathers and tapers out on the edge, but sometimes the bands are a little bit too heavy and it doesn't really work with every single eye look that you're doing. It of course would be fine if I was doing a heavy liner, because it doesn't matter, it'll just blend into it, but it just depends on the eye look that I'm doing. So
because sometimes just like the lashes alone can be enough, right? You don't even have to do a liner, and all of a sudden you have a look.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you're doing your mascara super close to the base of your lash line, you're getting like a really tiny defined line without any liner.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's really helpful too, depending upon the shape of your eye, is not putting a bunch of color and darkness on the top, because if you don't have a big lid space, then you're actually like closing it up. That's another reason why I focus on just the outside. Oh, there we go.
Good tip. Wow.
Another little sneaky one too is, have you guys ever done I'm sure you have, the white eyeliner on the inside?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but tell them why that's so cool.
I haven't, so teach me.
So if you think about it, dark helps, the color dark recesses a product, so or recesses an area, so it'll make it diminish and go back, but white helps to pop it, so it'll grab you. And if you put it in the center in that waterline right here, it just makes your eyeball look like it's extended and bigger. So
Wow.
you can use, I mean, I'm using a bright white, but you can also use like a neutral nude tone, like beige or something that has like a little bit of shimmer left to it.
Beautiful.
Looks kind of kooky, but it really reads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for on camera too.
Yay. There. I think when you do a white eyeliner, though, you definitely have to put mascara on the bottom.
So I'm just wondering, so is there any, so you're giving us all these amazing tips of making the eyes look bigger. Is there any scenario that you can think of where you're like, making the eyes look bigger is not the way to go? Or is it always like a general rule of thumb that like the bigger the eye, the brighter the frame, like you said in the beginning? Like, or would you say like sometimes it's not a good idea?
I think that I think for editorial, a lot of times I never do like lashes. I never do individual lashes for editorial. I think that you want something like fresh and cooler, a little bit edgier. I think for those techniques. And then there's also sometimes where I have on, I don't do fake eyelashes on the red carpet all the time either. It just depends on the look. Like if you want your lips to stand out, or if you want it to be just like younger and fresher and not just like a full-blown glamour look, you don't have to
Minimize.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's why you're so good at what you do, huh? All right, Nick, any other questions from Jenna coming in from our peeps?
No, but I'm sure there will be more later. So make sure you log on and take a look and answer some of these great questions coming in.
Yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions further. I'm so excited I got to see your all's faces.
I know. It's so good to see you. I can't wait to see you in person, hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah. Big hugs.
Take care, babe.
Same
Big
to you.
hugs.
Stay well.
Bye.
Bye.
For those of you guys who've been watching and are interested in any of the products that Denny or Jenna have been using, we will make sure that we put the links to the products at the bottom of the feed so that you can go ahead and click on and buy them at Ulta.com. Nick, feeling good, all in the eyes. My eyes are bright-eyed and awake. Yeah,
I know. I'll tell you, it's made me like want to go do someone's makeup. Want to make
I can see it in your face.
I guess. Super
You're
fun.
the guy that can do it all.
Yeah, I don't know. Jack of all trades, right? So, Ammon, what do we have planned for Friday?
So Friday, I'm really excited because we're doing an episode called Editorial Edge, and we've invited two very well-known industry professionals, Mr. Matt Swinney and Mr. Richard Manaw, who are known all over the world for the work that they have had published in magazines, for the awards that they have won, and just for the great people that they are. They're both great educators. They're friends of ours. It's going to be a fun show, and they're going to show us how to take looks that are usable and how they put that little editorial edge to them and walk us through the difference between like salon hair, editorial hair, and how to get there. So it's going to be a great episode.
Very cool. Yes, both very talented guys. Look forward to seeing them on Friday. So thanks for sticking around with us tonight. Come back Friday, learn all of these great tips and tricks from these amazing artists that we have. We look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, have a wonderful night. Take care, everyone.